Hi, this is Joelle, and I'm the Viberarian. I am here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very excited today to do a walkthrough and reading with the new deck that I've just purchased to add to the Viberary Oracle card collection. This is the Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. Now, Crystal is the creative force behind Kaleidadope. I love Kaleidadope. It's awesome. This is the second actual deck that I have from her. The first one is the Soundtrack Oracle. I did a reading with this a couple weeks ago. I love these cards. They look like little CDs. It's like a old school CD case. So anyway, I was looking at her Etsy store and her online store, and I saw this deck, and I thought, oh my gosh, I just have to try it. I looked at some of the cards, and I knew that they were speaking to me. So I went ahead and ordered. I just received it, and the packaging on this is awesome. I love how it's got the barcode, the theme. The box is very sturdy, so it's going to last a long time. And on the back, she has the Price of Love Oracle. Love is priceless. I love the whole stylistic. You can really tell that she has put a lot of thought into her art and her decks because the themes really are consistent the whole way through the packaging of the particular energetic set. So it says this deck illustrates the many investments that are made in the name of love. The journey is one that both challenges and inspires you to tap into the divine energy of love, whether it's love for yourself or others. The Price of Love Oracle deck is a tool to assist you in navigating these energies by gaining clarity, facilitating healing, and attracting the love you seek. These cards provide insight to all things love related and encourage you to open your heart to grow, learn from experiences, and accept love in your life. Thank you for loving. Oh, I just love this. Of course, lots of love in this energy here. And it comes with a very cute guidebook as well. As you can see, it kind of looks like a SIM card. It's on the front of it, a little beacon. So, and a little, oh, it's like a card. Oh, I get it. See? Okay. That's why I love opening things. This is the front of a new chip credit card. Oh, 143 is also beautiful. That's love. That's the love number. For those of you that watch Mr. Rogers, there's a big symbolism behind the 143 and the I love you, which is one letter, four letters, and three letters. It's just a beautiful synchronicity here for me to see that. So, oh, double cute on the book. Obviously, I hadn't looked all the way through the deck. What I did do is when I first looked at the top card, I immediately had to read it because I'm of the belief that if I see something, then I need to receive the message from it because it came into my awareness. So the very first card here, know your worth, is card number one. And this is so beautiful. I thought that it's, our journey into love starts from inside of ourselves, right? And so knowing your worth and your value, it then transfers out into you being able to see the worth and value in others in the world. And a lot of times we get that equation reversed the wrong way, where we seek it from the outside to bring it within. Um, and that can cause self-worth issues. So this is quite beautiful. So I'm going to do a full reading here in a minute, but I wanted to share with you this guidance because I did read it and found that it was very appropriate for this now moment as we are at the beginning of 2020 and starting a foundation that will carry us for the next several years, our firm foundation. So again, here's the guidebook. And it says here, remember who you are. Meanings, confidence, worthiness, standing in your truth, knowing your value, a gentle reminder, self-love, focus on self, align with those that see your worth, value yourself, others, recognizing your value. The necklace depicted on the Know Your Worth card is a bold and visible declaration of self worth and self love. When you recognize how valuable you are, you do not tolerate any person, place, or thing that does not vibrate at that same frequency. It becomes easier to attract the people and opportunities that align with who you truly are. You become more aware of how you are and aren't honoring yourself. You are one of a kind. Honor your uniqueness by releasing anything that causes you to doubt your worth and welcome those that celebrate it. The symbols included on the card are the number one. The number one represents beginnings. This card being the first card of the deck, represents putting self first. Gold necklace. Gold is a precious metal deemed valuable and timeless. A necklace is something worn to be seen and a symbol of your others being able to see your value. Beautiful card just to start out with when we talk about the energy of love. And we're not talking about selfishness and narcissism. We're talking about balanced love that is filled with compassion and trust and just unconditionality for who we are and who we've been and who we're becoming. So beautiful energy. So I am going to pull like the first reading from the deck here. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and see what additional messages want to come out that will be helpful to us in this time and place today. And as we begin to work with the energies of this beautiful Priceless Love Oracle by Crystal Banner of Kaleidadope. What are the unconditionally loving messages for those who are seeing this video? All right. Ooh, patience. Okay. Love this card. I love it. This is chess. It's also interesting to me because earlier today I posted a synchronicity that was all sevens in various forms. It was like 43 and 77 and 52 or something like that. So seven to me is the number of the divine feminine, the feminine principle of the creation source that contains both masculine and feminine energy, but the Sophia is the divine feminine wisdom. So, in the whole thing of chess is that you play a long game. It's not something that is a rushed experience, right? There's only specific moves that can happen for one player to move into the next corner. Each position has its own rules that it has to follow. And so you always see pictures of people playing chess like in the park outdoors for many afternoons or over a course of many days where their chessboard basically stays the same as they progress through the gameplay. And a lot of times you'll see the person just observing the other person as they think about their chess strategy, as they consider, where they're going to go. And you never really see a good chess player rushing their opponent unless they're playing like a timed chess experience. But the ones I see are always for the thrill of the contest of seeing if one can maneuver oneself towards the objective. So I think this is a beautiful energy because for me personally right now, knowing that this is like the season of shifting and changing and that old things are passing away, but they may not be gone fully yet, and allowing them to sunset in the right timing, and that new things are blossoming but may not yet be to the ripeness and bearing fruit. So it's like a patience as we transition from who we were to who we are going to be. So this is a really interesting energy. So When I get done, then I'll go and look to see what her guidance is on the book. So the next message we have, oh, romance. Look at the roses. It's beautiful. And so for those who are on the journey of love, right? the, there's a lot of symbolism around the rose. There's information you could certainly go look up about the sisterhood of the rose. It's part of the divine feminine expression and symbology. And also the rose, it is so beautiful, and yet it does have thorns. So, the thorns can prick you and cause pain if you're not careful when you're handling the roses. So, and there was a song back in the day that I'm hearing in my head that every rose has its thorn. Uh, I forget if that was Bon Jovi or somebody in high school. Y'all can correct me with who the right artist was. But, like love is bitter and sweet, but mostly it is sweet. There's not a single person that would really, when it all comes down to it, trade not loving for never having been hurt. At the very minimum, it hurts us when we lose a loved one to death and transition in their life. So, we would not trade having our grandparents and our parents and loved ones just to keep ourselves from experiencing the grief of their loss. So, I think that's the overall message, is that in order to engage, you have to be willing to lay yourself naked and vulnerable, and to see yourself for who you are, and then to allow yourself to be seen for who you are by others as well, even though it may be a prickly situation at times, knowing that the beauty of what you will experience at the end of it is all worth it. And notice that this is a 24 card, and so 6 is also representative in the tarot of the number of, the lovers, and also the 6 of Cups, which is a return to our childhood sweetheart and innocence of love, and our childlike ability to trust and believe in magic. This is what I'm getting with that. Beautiful. All right. Trapped. Oh, this is 37. We have a padlock with a key. Very interesting, because 37 is a 10, which 10 is a number again of the ending of something, and moving forward into something new after a cycle has completed. But if you are in an energy of feeling trapped, what I'm getting is like that you hold the key to your own release. When this lock is turned in here, this releases tension and pops up into the air. So if you're experiencing that tension between the old and the new, just know that it's up to you to go ahead and free yourself of anything from the old that is trapping you or holding you back in any way from your opening up to the potential that your new cycle in life, or any new cycle that would start after that point of freedom, of releasing oneself, would be the start of a new cycle at any point in time that occurs. But always know that, you're never truly trapped, because growth is inevitable, change is inevitable. So if you're feeling restricted or closed off in some kind of way, examine the things that are making you feel that way, and begin to unravel yourself and take the steps that you need to be free of this constricted energy. So, yeah, I believe that we hold the keys to our own transformation. Very interesting. And then lastly, on the bottom of the deck, we have separation, which is 28. So, very interesting. So we see two people here walking in opposite directions from each other. And we see like the sun setting, or I don't know if it feels like a sunset rather than a sunrise to me. So the sun setting of a situation or circumstance is what I'm seeing here. And one of the things that is about separation. 26 is also actually an 8. So separation, a lot of times we need to recognize that separation is truly an illusion, especially if you are on like a twin flame journey where you are experiencing the growth through the experience of moving into unconditional love. A lot of times there are time periods when there is like a separation on the physical plane, but the 8 of infinite energy being recycled back and forth, that's an energy of actually togetherness. So even though you may not feel that you're physically together, there is not necessarily anything wrong with moving your own and separate direction away from like the people and circumstances and things that you might have once loved. What I notice about the body language in both of these people, it looks rather sad and dejected, right? Um, but one of the things that I have learned in my own experience is that once I honor like the grieving of the separation of something, like moving away from a friend that used to be dear, or shifting out of relationships that are no longer in resonance, or leaving jobs that you once loved, those are all times of separation from that which was loved or was in balance at some point in time. But being okay with at times if we're trapped in a connection to something that is not healthy for us, then we have to realize that separating ourselves is actually a positive thing. And in that case, we would raise our head up high and have a different kind of perspective or energy as we went off to see what it was that was outside of where we were that is going to bring in the sunrise after the inevitable sunset. We're always taught to, or talked about in the ascension community about needing to let go, like to release judgment, to release expectations, to release what you think things should look like, to release things that are uncomfortable, we release things that don't resonate. So a lot of times you find yourself feeling like you're separating from everything, but you begin to realize that this is a positive thing and it's part of the beautiful opportunity to shift and change through our lives. So we have here, having patience for things take time for everything to move into place. And we have the romance with the beautiful rose and romance, but also the sometimes little pains and hurts and things that prick us and make us uncomfortable or feel pain. We have the energy of feeling trapped in the circumstances and having the keys to unlock and free oneself, and then to move out of the energies then that are kind of the unpleasant aspect of feeling trapped here. We're moving ourselves away from it. It's very interesting. That's the messages that I'm getting. I'm very interested to see what is going to be in the guidance. All right, card number 25. Patience. What's the rush? Have patience. Patience is required. There are many moving pieces. The situation is complex and will take time. There are outside influences. Wait to make a move. Think about the options available. Don't rush. Think 2 steps ahead. The chessboard is displayed full of characters patiently awaiting their next move. The symbols: chessboard. Chess is a game known for its intricate moves and the thought process and patience required to succeed. The phrase chess, not checkers, comes to mind. The piece on the chessboard represents the many influences that could be involved and how their position affects the final outcome. Having patience allows you to truly think about the best way to get to the goal, even if that requires taking more time. Beautiful. I love this book. This is a great deck so far. I'm definitely receiving clear songs and messages for myself, at least. Romance, there's always time to be wined and dined, meaning chivalry, romantic gestures, courting, intimacy, getting closer, the little things, doing something special or unexpected, feeling of excitement, and woo. Woo. Cute. A bouquet of roses is presented as a romantic gesture and an emotional symbol of love. A reddish pink rose symbolizes the mix of red and pink in the color of the rose symbolizes love, desire, gratitude, and appreciation. Roses are traditionally associated with love and romance as well as the colors red and pink. Okay, on to Trapped, card number 37. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Rumi. Oh, I love Rumi. Okay, so she hit us with the Rumi quote. Love it. All right, meanings hopelessness, feeling stuck, not knowing how to change the current situation, mentally stuck, pressure from outside forces, fear of change, fear of consequences or outcome, lack of empowerment, accepting the status quo, purposely not making moves, or staying stagnant. An oversized lock is depicted with no key in sight, but is the key lost or just not being used? Symbols, a gold lock. The gold lock is pictured a bit oversized to symbolize the heavy burden of feeling trapped. Gold is a strong, precious metal which adds to the heaviness of the energy. The lock is tilted enough to display a keyhole representing the fact that there is a way out. All right. And then last but not least, separation. Leaving what is familiar sparks a soul/soul journey, and that's SOLE or SOUL journey. Meanings ending of a relationship, separating from a partner, taking space for yourself. It's time to walk away, leaving what no longer serves you behind, taking a leaving what no longer serves you behind, taking a break, going separate ways, the end of an era. A couple is seen walking in separate directions as the sun goes down. Only their silhouette is visible, but their body language illustrates, speaks volumes. Symbols. Sunset. The sunset represents the beautiful ending of a day. This symbolizes the situation coming to an end and also inspired by the following Outcast lyrics. Even the sun goes down. Heroes eventually die. Horoscopes often lie. And sometimes why? Nothing is for sure. Nothing is for certain. Nothing lasts forever. The couple symbol. The couple is seen walking away from each other into the unknown. Their silhouettes represent the hidden emotions, thoughts, and feelings associated with the separation. All right, this is so interesting. I love the deck. As you can see here, the back of the cards is very nice, and they have an awesome shine on them. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. I love this Kaleidadope deck. So, I mean, this is really awesome. Let's see the last card here. Boundaries. Oh, card number 9, the 18, which is a 9. This is very interesting because I've been talking with a couple of clients as well about how we have the boundaries and how we enforce those. That goes a lot to what we think our value is. And whenever we're in a situation where we're being tested and tried by people who want to either come into an area that we've agreed not to, or treat you in a way that is not as respectful or as valuing as you like, you have to know that you must enforce your boundaries, and not to feel bad about that, not to feel guilty or feel like you're wrong in any way, shape, or form. If walking away from a person is the best thing that you can do, the healthiest thing for you to do, and the most respectful and valuing, then do that and enforce your boundary. Absolutely. I think everybody who is in my twin flame coaching group can see where this message is coming into play. We go through a cycle of learning to love ourselves, and a lot of times that can be unpleasant to experience. But we learn, and the beauty is that we come into a deeper relationship of love with ourselves, even though that may cause us at times to have to walk away or separate for a time period from something that we would rather not let go of. But most of us would rather have a healthy, love relationship with ourselves and the world than to have on to a situation where we feel trapped, or, you know, that we're not being valued like we should. So anyway, this is my initial reading and walkthrough with the Price of Love Oracle by Kaleidadope, Crystal Banner. I love these cards, and I expect I'll be doing another reading in the future. Definitely check her out on Etsy or on her website. She got a lot of other things like postcards and stationery and things, and you can definitely tell she knows what she's doing and she's in her lane. So kudos to you, Crystal, and to all of you tuned in for this reading today. I hope that, it gave you a little bit of insight and maybe a little direction and strength to go on and to remember the first card, which is, love, self-love, love yourself first. So until the next time, namaste, everybody.